Hey guys, welcome to the latest episode of Panda Guide. I'm Oliver, your British mate. Having lived in China for 7 years, I want to share this super practical local tip with you. In this neighborhood, there are over 700 international residents. Cultural differences may occur. So maybe your landlord refuses to return your deposit, or maybe neighbors complain about noise, or maybe you have an issue with domestic helpers' payment. Before hiring a lawyer or calling 110, why not try China's unique community mediation? Today, let me break down what cases it can solve and what if mediation fails. Trust me, this is wisdom you'll need to know. So, what disputes can be resolved through community mediation? If you are facing these kinds of hassles, you are recommended to try community mediation first. In most cases, both sides can agree on a solution that works without including police or filing a lawsuit. But if your problem is criminal in nature, stuff like fraud, violence or theft, you should skip mediation and call 110 directly. Community mediation does have its limits after all. How do you get started with community mediation? Actually, it's quite simple. The most common way is to go to the Residential Property Management Office or contact the community grid staff member who will help find a mediator for you. For more complicated cases like contract or shopping disputes, you can go to a sub-district office or community service center. Additionally, the dedicated foreign-related mediation windows are also accessible in some regions just for foreign residents in need. How does community mediation go down? The community mediation process is pretty simple. First, you need to report the issue to the Property Management Office, the community, or the mediator. Then, the mediator reaches out to the other side to arrange face-to-face communication. Once you agree, you can both sign a People's Mediation Agreement. What happens if community mediation doesn't work? So yeah, community mediation doesn't always pan out. If you're miles apart on opinions or the dispute goes beyond the scope of community mediation, like tricky legal stuff with contract breaches, business spats, or what have you, you'd better seek further assistance. Say it's a shopping issue. You can dial 12315 to complain to the Market Supervision Department. For contract or business headaches, the community can hook you up with foreign-related lawyers or judicial offices for some pro-level legal services. And if it's about personal safety or property loss, like fraud or threats or violence, please head straight to the police station for them to step in. At Tongzilin International Community, we've got a one-stop service window for foreigners which can reach out to those working, studying, or just living here in China. So that's a lot of information on community mediation, but what does it look like in practice? Well, thankfully, I have a colleague I can ask all about it. So come with me. Let's learn about community mediation together.
And for example, recently one of my Pakistan friend, and he's also a resident living in the Tongzilin community, he started his business in Chengdu, but it has been kind of frauded. So we contact one of our legal service organization to find some good lawyers to help him to deal with the problem.
Real-life tips to dodge disputes. Remember to register. When you arrive in a new city in China, it's recommended that you register with the community for life guidance and policy consultation. Keep receipts. When shopping in China, grab invoices and receipts, especially for large purchases, so you have proof should you need it. Scope out contracts in advance. Before renting a property or signing an employment contract, be sure to carefully read the contract terms, especially regarding deposits and penalties. Make the most of property WeChat groups. Many residential spots have their own WeChat groups. So if you encounter neighborhood troubles, you can drop a message in the chat or coordinate with the property management directly. Respect local culture. When you live in China, it's essential to respect local culture and customs. If you could just be friendly and observe local laws and regulations, it can make things better for everyone. So, if you bump into disputes, don't panic. Just stay calm. Community mediation represents a time-saving and cost-effective solution that showcases Eastern wisdom. So, if you run into similar disputes, would you turn to community mediation? Or do you have a better solution? Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Alright, that's all for today's video. Curious about China? Want a reliable local guide? Search and follow for Panda Guide on all platforms for comprehensive insights for life in China. It's your key to exploring this country smoothly. See you next time!